Fellas, this weekend Netflix decided Felipe Lins doesn't deserve the right to live anymore by sentencing him to fight Francis Ngannou. And it got me thinking, man, before Francis Ngannou was, UFC world champion.
Francis Ngannou has the world record for the most powerful punch. It's equal to getting hit by a Ford Escort going as fast as it can.
Almost lineal boxing heavyweight champion before he fucking jumped Dana White and acted like he didn't do anything and then got interviewed and totally did that shit.
Did you ever put your hands on him?
On Dana White?
Yeah.
Well, then he must be the only person that I ever put my hand on.
Well, he said
before vehicular manslaughter, before finessing the PFL out of millions. He had quite a career up to that point for what we all know him for. So I thought we could take a little deep dive today. Of course, we all know that Francis Ngannou is from Cameroon. Shouts out all my Cameroonians. I'm sure I have a lot of those listening. And most notably, he was a sand miner. And just by looking at him, I don't know if you guys feel this way. He was probably the fucking Michael Jordan of mining sand. First off, what are we fucking mining sand for? I mean, go to the beach. Yeah, so he's a sand miner in Cameroon. He escapes. He got that 14-month journey. I mean, if you really wanted all this, you could have watched the fucking Joe Rogan podcast. I escaped Cameroon 5 times. I don't know why my Ngannou always turns Indian, but whatever. So he escapes. He gets to France, and he's just a homeless dude in France. And the thing about crackheads that, you kind of have to be thankful for is they're typically not jacked, like homeless people. Homeless Francis Ngannou, that's scary. I mean, this dude's built like a fucking Jaeger from Pacific Rim, and he's, coming up to you, asking for money. B, I don't know, you just doing flips and shit. You ever see these videos of fucking people outside of 7-Eleven? They'll do anything for $1 and they're telling me, yo, let me get your charger. Could you imagine Francis Ngannou asking you for his fucking charger? For your charger? Fuck, man. He could have everything. I don't give a shit, He could have my pants if you wanted to. Hey, yo, pause. He picks up boxing and MMA, and so then he gets on the regional scene. And on the regional scene, believe it or not, he was not the big knockout guy. He had 3 submissions in his 5 victories, and he had 1 loss. So whoever that guy is, lucky him. So Francis the Predator Ngannou, he's making a name for himself in the regional scene. They call him the Predator not because he looks almost identical to Harvey Weinstein. They might pick him for the biopic. Could have fooled me. But he had them braids, and he looked like the Predator. Also, he's jacked and scary, and also probably not saying he's a predator in a Chris Hansen sense, but more of a predator in a you wouldn't want him hunting you down. More like everybody on the planet Earth's his prey, other than Tom Aspinall probably. So Francis gets to the UFC and he debuts against Luis Henrique. All my Luis Henrique heads, stand the fuck up. We finally shouting you out, bro. He gets him out of there in the second round and hits him with an uppercut that kind of made Hiroshima look like East Hoboken. I don't really know what that would be, but it sounds like a nice neighborhood. He makes a statement in his first fight. Then he fights Curtis Blades, who's still a top 10 heavyweight, by the way. KOs him via doctor stoppage. Not as fun. Doctor stoppage KOs. Let him die. Let him die. Then he gets Bohan Majalovic, who, another KO. Let's show that on the screen. Ping. Then he gets a submission against Anthony Hamilton. Again, I don't really know. I don't know who Anthony Hamilton is. Call me a casual. I don't know who he is. But, he seems like a swell guy. Got submitted in 1:57 by fucking Francis Ngannou. That's kind of impressive. So, shout out Anthony Hamilton. Then a KO against Andrei Arlovsky. He gets hit with a fucking, another little boy or Tsar Bomba, whatever. You've watched the top 10 biggest bomb videos, whatever. Who cares? KO's Andrei Arlovsky, and it wasn't an ancient Andrei Arlovsky. This is an Andrei Arlovsky that's somewhat sentient. Probably could still run for president. Probably over 35, but whatever. Then he runs into Alistair Overeem. Now, if you are a casual MMA fan and you just kind of look up knockout compilations, you've seen this one the most. You've seen this one a lot. He kind of treats Alistair Overeem's neck like a fucking Pez dispenser when you got to refill the Pez, where you just fucking... It's terrifying. I've never seen somebody's head snap back like that. I feel like you could... Let's say theoretically there was a tower and a plane crashed into it, right? I don't think that the whiplash you sustain from that would be as bad as the whiplash sustained via this uppercut. And again... This makes Nagasaki look like what's a good city? Fucking Boca Raton, we'll say. Boca Raton. Yeah, it's terrible. And it stamps him a title shot against the greatest heavyweight of all time in Stipe Miocic. I'm Stipe Miocic. Yeah, knockout Francis Ngannou. That's my Stipe Miocic. You can't understand what that guy's saying anyway. So that's a good impression. Fuck you. It's that simple. This is my channel. It's not your MMA. It's Foop MMA, okay? So he gets a title shot against Stipe. I am going to take the belt from Stipe. Dana, give me title shot, Dana. There you go. That's my Francis Ngannou. But Stipe, man, he's got a bag of tricks, and boy, did he reach deep in the bag. He wins this fight 50-45. Francis Ngannou steps out the gate trying to get that picture-perfect knockout. And it just never comes, man. You can't just walk in there against the fucking GOAT, winging overhands and uppercuts like he's a fucking It's just, it's not going to work. So, Stipe retains his belt. Francis Ngannou, the hype train's a bit derailed. It's a little derailed. But it's the GOAT, whatever. So, he gets a fight against Derek Lewis. This is going to be awesome. There's no way he's going to have a boring fight against Derek Lewis. It's two fucking flamethrowers. I don't fucking know. They're a pair of just Death Stars with fucking just black Death Stars. They're just like American and Cameroonian versions of each other. And you know what, boys? It's the worst fucking fight of all time. I believe the final score on strikes is 20-11. Derek Lewis outcrafted. Again, he's just susceptible to craftiness. So Derek Lewis beats Francis Ngannou 2-1 or 3 rounds zip if you count. Just tippy tapping low kicks, bro. Little foot fairy action. Good for him. And now Francis Ngannou's on fucking 2-fight losing streak. Oh, wait, hold up. I didn't give you my Derek Lewis. Man, I see the Russians talking bad about the president on the news. I had to knock this Russian motherfucker out. My balls was hot. There you go. That's my Derek Lewis. It's not bad. So now what? Francis Ngannou's on a 2-fight losing streak. What are we going to fucking do? Well, the UFC gives him fucking Curtis Blades again. People wonder why Curtis Blades has a stutter.
And then everyone automatically attaches that to my speech impediment. Like, oh, he's gotten hit in the head so many times. He can't make words. And I'm like, no.
Curtis Blades is probably lucky to have his life. He had to step into the fucking octagon with Francis Ngannou twice. Jesus Christ. What did Curtis Blades do? Huh? Anyway, Aura restored. Francis Ngannou just starts melting people in the first round all over again. They throw him old man Cain Velasquez. And Cain Velasquez, didn't get to carry his 9mm this time. So he got knocked out in the first round. Then it's Junior Dos Santos. Again, he's fighting this weekend. He's 42 now. Then he was like 35. So it's like, whatever. Junior Dos Santos dies in 1 minute and 11 seconds. Then we have one of my favorite sequences in the history of MMA. Francis Ngannou versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Jairzinho Rozenstruik, we've actually talked about on this channel before. We talked about him in my Tied to Ivasa video, but in case you didn't watch it, Jairzinho Rozenstruik, decorated kickboxer from Suriname. Look at this picture of him and all his belts. Whoa, look at that, man, sick. And then he got a belt from Dirty Boxing just recently, which is probably made out of the same canvas that fucking they make IKEA bags with. He went IKEA with this one, IKEA bag belt, whatever the fuck, who cares? Dumbass joke. And Cyril Gane goes, you know what? I'm going to use that Stipe method again. So yeah, he won. 26 years of shoveling sand versus 30 years of kickboxing experience. And who would have thought that dude who's fucking playing Minecraft in real life just wipes Jairzinho Rozenstruik's ass. He gets another title shot against who but Stipe Miocic. He gets to run it back against his old rival. And Stipe's a bit older now. He's probably late 30s. He's, This is also with no crowd, too, so it's kind of sad to watch. The first round, whatever. Francis Ngannou's up. Second round, and fucking kills Stipe Miocic. It looks like he got sniped. It looked like Chris Kyle was in the fucking Apex or on Fight Island and just blapped Stipe, bro. Fucking treating him like target practice. Holy shit, man. That's scary. Gets the fucking heavyweight title, knocking Stipe out, getting that one back, which is a great look for him. And then he gets his first title defense against Cyril Gane. Let me give you maybe I can give you a Cyril Gane here. I am fucking awful. How about that? That was pretty good. Huh? I'm going to bug him in the eye. What the fuck is that? That was some sort of Hispanic fellow. Maybe the worst impressionist on YouTube. So him versus Cyril Gane, everyone's hype, man. We got like a technical kickboxer versus like a fucking power puncher. It's like Fury versus Wilder in the event that, there's just a big black guy that wings punches and then like a technical guy that's bald. Same shit. This turns into a grappling fest. Francis Ngannou has fucked up knees. Look at him in them knee pads, man. Sucking dick for real. I hate when I see a fighter come out in knee pads because I just know the fight's going to suck, and that's the case here. So he's taking down Cyril Gane. It's going 2-2 into the last round. Also, Cyril Gane and his great, I am going to hit him with my dick. There you go. That was all right. Yeah, Cyril Gane hits Francis Ngannou with his penis in this fight. Pretty cool. Bet you didn't know that. Look at that. He goes for a heel hook in round 5, and that basically gives Francis the win because he lost position, and that all Francis had to do was ride it out. Hey, yo. Francis retains his title. Now what? He gets into contract negotiations with the fucking UFC. This fucking guy. Dana, I need private jet and 10 million per fight. The problem is that nobody wanted to watch Francis. Like, he wasn't a pay-per-view draw. And allegedly during this time, as I forget whose fucking dumbass Nelk Boys fucking Andrew Santino podcast, but Dana gave the story. Listen, kid, he pinned me up against the wall, and I kind of liked it. It does kind of sound like Peter Griffin, doesn't it? What's the question? Yeah, he pinned me up against the wall. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, so Dana's being threatened by Ngannou, which is like they get into a fucking fight, which is crazy because you got to think Dana White beat his wife. Francis Ngannou committed vehicular manslaughter. This is like Henry Ruggs versus Ray Rice, or like Jalen Carter versus fucking Ray Rice again. Sure. Tyreek Hill versus, himself. But yeah, this really allegedly, you see, look at this interview with Ariel Helwani. Tell me Ngannou didn't do this shit.
In his office, that's what he said, right?
Correct.
Well, I'm sure he has a lot of camera there.
Come on, bro. That dude's guilty as fuck. Either way, he wants increased fighter pay, whatever. Don Davis at the PFL, who I don't know what he sounds like, but I'm going to make him sound like this. I am Don Davis with PFL. Francis, we would love to have you. The PFL gets Francis Ngannou, and what does Francis wants? Boxing rights. He wants the right to box, I guess, and he immediately cashes that in with a fight against Tyson Fury. You big sausage. I'll beat the shit out of you with me dick tied behind me back. I don't know. That sounds like a pirate, man. I'm awful with this shit. I'm tired, bro. It's like 1 a.m. But yeah, he gets a fight against Tyson Fury, and everyone's thinking, yeah, this is pre the Usyk losses too. So it's just like, this guy's fucking unbeatable. And then Ngannou gets in there and kind of shocks the world. That my favorite, the best clip of the night is when he knocks down Fury, and he just starts dancing because you're like, dude, this isn't a fucking octagon. It's over. It gets to a decision, bro. And from what I hear, it seems like that it was a robbery. I think it was probably just a close fight. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't fucking watch that shit, bro. I don't care. They go to decision. Tyson Fury wins. Now, here's where people think that Ngannou is technically lineal heavyweight champion because he beat him and then never boxed again. But this leads into our next fight where he goes up against AJ that March. This one I did watch, unfortunately, and people were fooled by Ngannou, like, oh, he gave Tyson Fury a tough fight. He steps in there with AJ, and this is maybe one of the most one-sided beatdowns I've ever seen in boxing. He gets drilled in the first round. I believe he gets knocked down in the first round, then he gets knocked down twice in the second, and those 2 knockdowns happen within 15 seconds before. And it looks eerily similar to the Stipe one. I don't know. Maybe I can put them side by side, or I'm playing back to back, but they look almost identical. That hurt. You remember that hurt. There you go. I'll give you both my impressions of them getting fucking slumped. Has to go back to the PFL because remember, he signed a contract there, and he gets to fight 6'8" Renan Ferreira. This fight doesn't really fucking matter. It was in Saudi Arabia. No one knows who Renan Ferreira is. Francis Ngannou just Habib maxes, lays on him, and beats the shit out of him until the fight was over. He slumps him with ground and pound, by the way, which is ridiculous. He goes out cold. Either Renan Ferreira has the weakest chin of all time, or Francis Ngannou really does have a fat man and little boy strapped to both of his fucking wrists. So he gets the PFL heavyweight title and never fights for the fucking organization again. Now this leads me into my PFL swindling thing. He finessed the PFL out of 10 million. This thing went certified paper plate copper IKEA bag canvas, whatever the fuck you want to pick, whatever shitty material, balsa wood. I don't give a fuck. This shit sucked. Nobody watched it. Who cares? I did, but nobody watches this shit. Only fights once under the PFL. He sets up PFL Africa, never goes. I need to set something up for my countrymen, and then never shows up, doesn't do dick, and then bounces, bro. He got his 2 bags from fucking. He says he cares about fighter pay. Does this with the PFL. Boom, takes 2 money fights in fucking Saudi Arabia. This dude is a fucking scumbag. A little bit, but he's still pretty sick. That brings us to, I guess, modern day, where he's fighting this weekend for a Netflix card, and he's probably fucking on this fucking high horse. I mean, you're just going to knock out Felipe Lindsay. He's 40 years. You're going to kill this man. He got knocked out by Tanner Bosser, bro. But yeah, so I think that's about it. Also, yeah, Francis Ngannou committed accidental, I'll say, vehicular manslaughter. Let me know what files you want next. I really don't know who to cover next week. There's no UFC. So if you guys have anybody, drop it in the comments below, of course. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.